Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. This is a general or collective reading, so be aware parts may or may not resonate. My goal is to provide valuable information for you. This is also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if this was posted a while back, what was going on in your life then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, we have the underlying energy from the bottom is the transition card. So this is talking about a major transition happening in your life. A lot of people are, a lot of my readings have this happening right now because there's a lot of transition in the world right now as we're seeing. This represents the Grim Reaper is coming in. The Grim Reaper is not meant to be like an evil character. It is a cultural figure that a lot of people use to explain death and rebirth, that kind of energy. So he's riding through town, and this older person is bartering with him, like, we don't want your change. What can we do to stop you from coming into town? But these young children here are like waving to him, and one of them even has a flower and as a gift. And this is talking about the rebirth and the new bloom in life. There's a king here that's been trampled, but this is not representing an actual king. What it's representing is systems that are breaking down, that we've seen, that we've had in system for a long time. And it's just talking kind of what's going on in the world right now. Like, a lot of people feel like the rug has been pulled out from underneath our feet as we kind of take a look at what's been going on behind the scenes. And so this energy it can also represent the energy in yourself, like where maybe you have a hobby or something and you just love it, and you've always loved it since you were a kid, and you always have known that you're gonna love it. There's no way that you would ever not be doing this in your life. And one day you wake up and you're like, you know what, I'm done. And you just don't do it anymore. And you're like, wow, that is so wild. And so this is also, this flag here is representing light at the end of the tunnel. And this is your path of glory. So the sun is shining behind these two pillars. It's saying stay on your path, your destined path, the one that makes you the best version of you. We have the Empress energy here. So the Empress is a powerful manifester. She embodies the qualities of all four queens in the minor arcana. She's, a natural beauty, intelligent. She's able to find creative solutions to the problem, very intuitive, and also very creative. She is someone that has a lot of love for people and others around her, and love of her country, etc. Just love of everything. And she really has the qualities of being able to handle the pentacle side of things, understanding the give and take in life and how to manifest. She has wheat growing at her feet here, and this represents what she does is she puts planning into place. So she knows she wants to grow wheat. She picks out which field is it going to go in. She prepares the soil, the fertilizer, everything that she needs to have done to make it give it the most potential to grow. And then she plants the seed at the most opportune time and lets nature do its thing after that. She doesn't worry about it. She lets nature take its course. And she knows that she'll have a beautiful crop because she manifests that kind of energy. She is said to be pregnant with possibility. So sometimes this can represent someone who is actually pregnant. We have the Lovers here. So the Lovers is talking about a lover that is destined for you, basically, like a divine partner who vibrates at the same level as you do, or higher. And this is talking about the clouds in between. It could mean it's someone that you don't know yet, or if you've met, you've never been in a relationship before, that kind of energy. And then we have the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is a card of celebration. Having said that, these three people, the cups represent romantic love, and then love of others, and your family, your children, etc., friends, whatever. It could be love of your pets. Having said that, a lot of time this card represents romantic love, and here we have three people that are toasting each other, but no one's looking at each other, so they're not actually toasting each other. They're toasting whatever has happened or the event that's taking place. And in many cultures, if toast with someone and you don't look them in the eye, they'll freak out. Like in Europe, they take it very seriously because they have a superstition that when you toast someone, if you don't look them in the eye, that you cause 7 years bad luck in their love life and in yours. And it's kind of like, if this is romantic love, why is there 3 people? Sometimes this card can represent gossip and slander and a community getting together to do that. We'll see which way this card goes. This is talking about the dark night of the soul. So someone's gone through something really heavy and has gone, the hermit represents going to source energy to ask for guidance. And so the hermit climbs the mountain, and when his lantern is full of the light of the North Star is your destined path, what you were, the best version of you in your best life ever. And so this is talking about the hermit. Hi, Stella. Stella's my cat, and she really loves the readings. She was asleep, but she just woke up and realized, Colette's doing a reading without me. Her job is to sit on my lap and purr, and so she's going to settle down here. She's already got happy feet, so we're in good paws. A cat's purr actually raises the vibration to a very healing vibration, and she takes her job very seriously. You may not be able to hear her because I'm wearing a noise-canceling mic, but her feet are going, and she's in the zone, so thank you for doing your part, Stella. And then we have this energy here. So the hermit comes down from the mountain when his light is full of the North Star energy, and he brings it down to earth. We have the 10 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands represents a harvest of some sorts, but it could be talking about a heavy harvest. So the Wands represent the element of fire, and that is about action. And these are made of wood, so wood feeds fire. And this is talking about the actions that this person has taken and others have taken, and what he's holding and carrying. And so this can represent, it can be like a harvest that he's getting home, and it could be heavy with the burden of his fruits of labor. And so it could be his harvest, but some of these might be the burdens of others that he's carrying, or all of them could be, depending on his situation. So he's finding this a heavy load to carry. And you can see, like, he's almost home, but he can't tell that he's almost home because there's a saying, can't see the forest for the trees. And that's when you get so caught up in the detail that you can't see the big picture anymore. So he is, if there's any burdens that he's carrying, he needs to put them down in the field now. Just put them down and make it easier to bring his harvest home, and then sort through it when he gets home. This card is saying, don't quit now, you're almost home. A lot of people, right before they're about to achieve success, that's when they quit. And it's just, don't keep going. It's saying, keep going, you're almost there. Yeah, and this is also like, so we have the 8 of Swords here, representing similar energy. This person is like, she doesn't know which way to go. Like she's really struggling with, what do I do here? The swords represent our mental intelligence, our discipline of our mind, and our thoughts, basically. And so thoughts are expressed through words, either written or verbalized, and actions, of course. So this is representing, she is standing here, and it looks like, she has her back to the castle, and she also has her back to these 7 of these 8 swords. And I feel like she's worked through a lot of this energy. And at one point, there was way more water here. It's almost like the tears that she's cried. This is someone that feels duty bound, and they, for whatever reason, they don't feel like they can just walk away, because clearly she could just walk away here. There's nothing holding her here except her mind, basically. And so in her thoughts. And she can't see the big picture. She doesn't know which way to go. Having said that, it looks like, I feel there was way more water here at one point. The water represents, emotion in the tarot, and her right foot is now on dry land, and she's taken a step forward. So this is saying, okay, I'm ready to make a move now. And the left foot is still in a shallow puddle here. So this isn't saying her emotions are shallow, but it's saying there was way more emotion before, and she got through all of those. And so now, as she finds solutions to the thoughts that she's having, then reconciles it within herself, then she is able to move on to the next one. And so she has worked through a lot of this already. This energy can be represent people that were talking their thoughts behind her back, or taking actions behind her back, and feeling divided from like her home, basically, like not feeling like she has anywhere to go. So this energy, there's one sword left here, and I feel like she's getting ready to take that sword. I mean, she could get out of this situation now. This is like a mental prison that she has to cut the ties to herself to escape. And then we have reconciliation. That word was coming up here. So I feel like the card of reconciliation, what this card is representing is it's implying that there's some sort of forgiveness, or an apology needed, that kind of energy. And it's also saying that whatever has happened is in the past more. So we just had Mercury in retrograde, and Mercury is now direct. And when Mercury goes in retrograde, it's like the planet of communication. And so the communication is much more clear now, and perhaps that's why she is now coming forward. Also, this card represents when Mercury is retrograde, quite often unsolved issues from the past show up in our lives again, so that we can put them to sleep, basically. Like, we're done with this. We figured it out, and we don't have to repeat the process, and let's move forward now. This also can represent reconciliation of your childhood. If something happened that was traumatic in your childhood, and you're doing your best to heal from it. And the reason this card is full of a lot of illusions, the Six of Cups. When you first glance at it, it looks like there's children playing in the yard, but when you look at it again, you realize, hey, those aren't children. That's a gnome, and that's a lady. And this little lady here, when you look at her from the front, she looks young, but when you look at her from the back, she looks like an old hag. And this energy here represents the energy of people-pleasing. So the old hag is saying, hey, we don't want your flowers. Like, what the heck? Those aren't even your flowers you're giving to us. And, you can see she has a white glove on. She doesn't want to get her hands dirty. And she doesn't have any problem with saying, I don't want your flowers, go away. And she starts, she's ready to walk off. But the young woman is still a people pleaser. So she's trying to explain why she doesn't want the flowers in the nicest way possible. And this is talking about, are you still doing people pleasing? To people that maybe don't have your best interests at heart sometimes. And so this energy, the white flowers in tarot represent innocence. And so these flowers aren't innocent because they're from the nightshade family, and it's Datra. And Datra is it's very toxic if you ingest it. You would never let children play with this plant, because if they accidentally eat it, or even get it on their hands and then put their hands in their mouth, it's going to make them sick. And it's also not good for pets. So my cat is she wants to play, and so she thinks that we're playing now, not doing a reading. Get back to purring. So here we have this energy here of this a lot of illusion. So the shamans will sometimes use Datra as a plant to cause visions in their ceremonies, and but that's with adults, and they know what they're doing. They've been doing it. It's been passed down from generation to generation, and it's not a plant that you would have in your yard if you have children and pets. And then we have this person watching over them is actually someone who's walking away. So the whole thing is just an illusion. And that might be how you feel about your childhood. Maybe you just went to a family reunion or something, or got some information came in, and it's talking about this, that you feel like your childhood was actually an illusion, and that there's some factors in it that were hidden, and you feel the need to find out what it's about and heal from it. So we have discernment here. The Queen of Swords is representing, she's the queen. She's been there, she's done that. She has the t-shirt, the souvenir. She doesn't plan to repeat past mistakes. She's not interested in revisiting the past. She has her sword up in her right hand, but she has her left hand out. So she's saying, I will receive this change, but you better come into me correct, or I'm not willing to talk to you at all. I'm not putting up with any bullshit from the past. My head is above the clouds, and I'm ready to move forward. And so that goes here, sorry, and then that goes here. So I'm making a pyramid here, and this bottom row here is talking about what's going on and the tools that you have, basically what you have to deal with. And now we're going into the obstacles. So she's clear-minded now, and she knows what the obstacles are, and she's not willing to repeat the past, but she's willing to learn from it, basically. And then we have the energy of the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is representing the Queen, that this is about passion and the element of fire. And she has this veil behind her, which represents the thin veil between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. And she is sitting on her throne. She has this little black cat here. And the black cat is, a lot of people wouldn't have, because they're superstitious, but she's not worried about that. She knows that she can solve any problem by using her logic and her intuition combined. And she's very happy. She has a happy disposition because that's represented by the sunflower in her hand here. It's representing following the sun. The sun is God, and following like the source energy to be on her destined path. We have the High Priestess. So the High Priestess sits on the throne next to God, and she's joyful because she has that understanding. She uses her intuition, very intuitive, follows the cycles of the moon and understands cycle energy. She is sitting between two extremes. This one is representing Jesus, and this one the devil. And it's an energy of being able to get neutral to those two extremes, so that she doesn't let her emotions and her mind rule over what she does, and she has a clear picture of what's really going on. Then she can take action from a strong place from her intuition. And then we have this energy of the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands represent an action happening. If you think of the Sagittarius energy, the centaur in the sky with the bow and arrow and shooting the arrows into the sky to hit their target. That's what this energy is. So it's something has already been launched, and it's on its way, basically. This sometimes can represent conception of an actual baby, and this can represent pregnancy. So if you don't want that in your life right now, take care of it. We have this energy here of Pentacles. So the Page of Pentacles is coming in, and the pages would be working for the king and queen when they were young, like 7 to 14 they'd begin, and they would come from the surrounding families of the upper class families that were, well educated, and they would learn the ropes of the palace and do small tasks. And their main task was running communication back and forth. And when they got older, if they were really good at it and they were still around when they were 21, they could be considered for a knighthood, as long as they had enough money to buy a horse. So this is talking about communication coming in. And those days, all the pages would be male, but it's important to recognize that the figures in the tarot, the characters they're not gender specific. They're representing masculine and feminine energy. So this could be a young person, the energy of a young person that's either female or male in their masculine energy. And the queens can represent male figures that are in their feminine energy, as well as females in their feminine. And the other thing I was going to say is the queens, when there's a bunch of queens showing up with an empress here, it can be telling the story of how she became the empress, because she embodied the qualities of each of these queens. And so there's some sort of communication coming in. And of course now the communication these days could be a phone call, a letter in the mail. It could be a text message, an email. You might be able to, you see someone messages you on social media, or there's an event posted and you go to it, and then you end up bumping into someone that's has the perfect information you're looking for. And so this energy the communication these days can come in many ways, and it's instant. And we have the Chariot. And so yes, this is talking about something happening, this is like whatever it is has already been launched in the spiritual world. And so this is a project you're working on, or a new relationship, like with this lovers, it could represent that kind of energy. Something's shifting, and we can see that because this reading is about transition. The chariot is representing, like, if you're on the chariot, you're on your destined path, and it's like a tank. Tung, 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 tung. It just is going to keep going. You don't have to have the reins. It knows where it's going. You hop on and you just decide, I'm going to go in this direction and launch this, and it's already launched. It's on its way in the spiritual realm. Now here we have some regret and remorse coming in, and this is talking about, it's sitting right on the lovers. So cups in the tarot represent love, and sometimes, a lot of the time it's romantic, but sometimes it can be representing that energy of something you love to do or be. I feel in this case it is talking about something that happened between lovers. And this energy here, we have 3 cups over here, and 2 of them are full of wine that's spilt, and 1 is with another liquid in it. Quite often this can represent a third party involvement in a couple's relationship. And sometimes it can represent something that you love to do or be, like the energy of here, or something, like a transition where, oh, I don't want to do that anymore. It's not what I want. But this energy here, this person could stand here for the rest of their life, and some people do. They never come out of the remorse and the regret over a love that went wrong. But the best case scenario is turn around and notice there's 2 cups standing, carry them down the path, and cross the bridge over troubled water and get to your castle so you can heal, basically. The castle in the background, you can see it looks like it's like half standing and half dilapidated. And so this energy sometimes represents the energy, is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? So this is about your attitude, and how are you going to deal with this regret and remorse? Are you going to stand here for the rest of your life? You can't, the saying is, don't cry over spilt milk. You can't get it out of the ground and enjoy it. So what's the point of standing there and focusing on that? And then this is talking about a never-ending nightmare. And this might feel like it's something that happens to you a lot in your life, in particular when it comes to love, is what I'm feeling. This third-party energy, or never feeling quite enough kind of energy, always some sort of involvement in. And we have conception sitting right on this here. So I feel like this could be talking, one of these people could have been the third-party energy involved in this here. We'll see what's going on with it. We'll just keep going. And this could be like a never-ending nightmare that you're in, waking up in the middle of the night and can't sleep. Sometimes this, though, can represent having enlightenment from source energy and being in a situation where in your dream you're shown something. And on the 18th of February, we had a new moon in Pisces energy. And I've noticed, in particular for myself, my dreams are very, very vivid right now. And I'm like, even now as I'm speaking, I'm like, oh yeah, I had this, I slept in and I had such a deep sleep. And when I woke up, it was such a significant dream. And bits and pieces of it are coming back to me throughout the day. And it's like, oh yeah, that's what happened. And so it's kind of sometimes if you wake up, usually, like quite often it'll be between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m. where we wake up and it's like, we had a dream like that. And it's sometimes our ancestors trying to get through to us in dreams. And also it can be the Holy Spirit, like source energy coming down and saying, pay attention here. The universe wants you to know something. We have this quilt on the bed that has symbols of the cosmos on it. And this is representing the energy of the universe has you covered here. And so this could be what you need to know to take consistent steps of action, what steps to take to get out of this never-ending cycle that's you're not enjoying. And this transition is coming in, is what it's saying at the very beginning. I feel like this has been launched, and sometimes this just can represent like suffocating boredom. And so that kind of energy might be coming in as well. We have the 3 of Pentacles. So the 3 of Pentacles energy is representing someone that's in an elevated position here because of they've mastered their skill set. So if this is you, you're standing on this bench to show that, wow, you've really, you know, your good work is really being noticed. People are wanting to collaborate with you now. And so that's really good news. You have to be careful who you collaborate with, though, because this is the card kind of you want to make sure that you're in charge of your life here and that you're in alignment with that anyone you collaborate with, they're in alignment with what you want, not you're in alignment with what they want. It's really important because this card quite often represents someone that is very talented in a specific something that they have, a talent they have that is not that common. And like this, in this case, this person is doing beautiful stonework. And this could represent, like, a lot of times the entertainment industry, someone who has, like, is a very good actor or actress, and now the directors and producers are all looking to hire them for the leading role. It could represent, like, someone who has a beautiful voice and a great musician, and the record producers and everybody wants to line, and the agents are all lining up and wanting to represent them, that kind of energy. It could be an artist, someone who is really talented at something and is being recognized as such. And so sometimes when we're doing something we really love to do and we're really good at it, we don't realize how valuable it is. And so it's really important that any contracts you sign, anything that you agree to, that you're in a position to, that you have control still over the projects in your life, because history is rampant with the energy. And this is what we're seeing at the top of the pyramid right now in the world with all those files coming out, is people, quite often being breadcrumbed while other people are making a lot of money off of them. And so be very careful about any contracts that you sign, because sometimes this can represent the energy of secret society energy, and they have their own rituals and their own ways of doing things, and for them the group is more important than the individual. The full moon coming up right now on April 1st is that energy it's a Libra full moon, and it's very much about that balance. And Libra energy is willing to compromise, but directly opposing it is this Aries energy. And this new Aries energy, there's a lot of big planets that just moved into the Aries energy at the beginning of, at the end of February and the beginning of March. And it's been, sometimes astrological influences are not that significant in the big picture, but in the last, at the end of February, beginning of March was really intense, because we had eclipses. We had a lot of significant planets getting together in the planet of in the sign of Aries. And Aries is ruled by Mars. So it's a lot more assertive and a lot more aggressive. And so it's, if you want to know more about that, I have a playlist, New Moon, Full Moon, that you can go to. And I did readings for each of the horoscope signs regarding that eclipse energy. It lasts for about 6 months and it stays with us, and it's significant because it's the kind of energy where you look back and you go, wow, these last 6 months I sure made a lot of changes in my life. You don't really notice it as it's happening because it's subtle, and then all of a sudden the next thing, and either that wow is like a woohoo or it's a oh. So just be aware of that energy. That you are signing, any contracts or agreements you're making are in alignment with what you want in your life. And then we have this energy of the Queen of Cups. Now that's 3 queens that have come in. And so the Queen of Cups is representing this energy of, a lot of love. And so she is, her trophy, her element is the cup here, representing love. And this is the only one cup in the tarot that has a lid on it, and it represents her being a container of maternal love and also unconditional love. And it's like a trophy, it's a big cup, so she has the capacity to love everything and everyone. And sometimes this can actually represent the energy of the maternal bloodline, and this can be important in matters of DNA, like if you ever have a DNA test or whatever, and like the maternal line, the mitochondria is passed down. There's certain markers that are passed down from mother to daughter, but not mother to son. So it can be very significant in identifying certain markers in the DNA and talking about the maternal bloodline. So your mother and your grandmother and her grandmother, but it also could be on, if you have a spouse, on his maternal side, that energy sometimes comes in as well. And we have, okay, the Knight of Swords is coming in here, and he's in a hurry. So the Knight of Swords is, the Knights represent communication coming in. This Knight is sometimes considered a fool rushing in because his element is the sword, but he hasn't got the full information because we can only see half his sword and we can't see the point of it. And he's in a hurry. He's pushing this horse to through barren land against the wind, and he's got a big red flag on the back of his helmet. And so this can sometimes represent someone running away from, it could be running away from this energy and running towards this to give some information. So we don't know for sure, but it's usually someone who doesn't have 100% the full information as of yet. And we entered the year of the horse on February 17th. And the year of the horse energy is very free-spirited. This is from the year of the horse is in the Chinese calendar. And the fiery horse energy is very free-spirited and passionate, and it makes us really want to achieve high goals. In matters of love, it's passionate and heartfelt. It's a free energy. It's about wanting to learn and expand your horizons. The warnings with this energy are being impulsive. Impulsive energy is not good. Like if a horse is impulsive and it spooks and it runs, it can be very dangerous, and you can run really far in the wrong way, like in the wrong direction. And it also is talking about temper, like not letting your emotions take control, and then you run with them and run your mouth with them possibly, and then like tweet all over the place, and then you find out the next day, oh no, that was AI generated, and you have to apologize to everybody. It's that kind of energy. So this is how not to be in the year of the fiery horse energy. Don't be impulsive, and don't be hot-tempered, and don't jump to conclusions about what's going on. Make sure that the information you have is as to the best of your ability, that it's actually true information. We have, when you know what you know, and you're standing your ground. So this energy is representing someone that feels like, okay, I know what I know now, and it could be regarding something down here that we were talking about. And I am willing to fight for my position here on top of the hill. I am not backing down. It's conviction beyond a doubt. Now that I know what I know, I am going to take this action without any doubt. And he's protecting his heart with it because this is heartfelt. These other ones can represent the actions of others that have been involved in something, or the inactions of them sometimes. And if you notice here, he's wearing a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other. And so this can represent, maybe he was in a hurry because he had to protect his position and grabbed the wrong shoes. Or maybe this is talking about someone that's straddled between two different realities, like what I used to know and what I do know now. So we do have a tower coming in. I was wondering if the tower was going to come in because you could feel this energy building. And so this is talking about a tower hits. The tower is never a comfortable place to be because it is a reality check for sure. And so that, I feel this is a reality check, and he has to decide, and that's what he's done. Conviction beyond a doubt. This is the route I'm taking. And there's certain things I will and will not put up with in my life. And that's when you make that decision. And then it creates a tower for everybody else, is what's happened here, I feel. When he stands on his conviction, then a lot of people, it affects a lot of people's lives for some reason. And it could be some energy here, why this person is in this energy, something from your childhood, burdens that you've been carrying that aren't yours, shift you don't know maybe about your childhood. There seems to be, we don't have a whole lot of pentacles here. But we do have that the information was about pentacles. So maybe there's supposed to be more pentacles here. Like, it's hard to say at this point. So the universe will gently speak to us. You know, you might want to take a look at that. And then we don't listen. So the universe gets the frying pan out, whack. And you're like, hey, that hurt. Yeah, pay attention. You really need to take a look at this. And then you're like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it next week. But you don't. And then the 2x4 comes out. And then eventually the lightning hits your tower. And now it's on fire and you're falling out. And there's absolutely no, you know, you're going to have to rebuild this. You're not living in here now. There's flames coming out of it. One of the people looks like really shocked, and the other one looks like, I was wondering if this was going to happen. So we all need reality checks sometimes. The tower is not comfortable, and it seems to always happen at the most inopportune times. But in God's divine plan, it's happening exactly when it needs to. And we have, okay, so we have working hard and being very focused on making money. So the pentacles, here I was saying there's no pentacles. Now we're seeing the pentacles. So the pentacles represent health, wealth, and happiness in tarot. And of course, part of that is money. But you could have all the money in the world and not be living the lifestyle that you want. So this is talking about, you know, lifestyle and being happy with the way your life is. And this is the only card out of all of the pentacles where the person is actually hammering out a coin, like actually literally making money. And so this energy can talk about this energy I was talking about here, where you're being breadcrumbed for all your work and other people are making more money off of it than you are. So sometimes this can represent illegal money, like making money through laundering and what else? Like, you know, forgery, all those white collar kind of crimes, that kind of energy. So literally making money, counterfeit, all that kind of energy. And so so sometimes it can be that, and sometimes it could just be you're focused. And if like this can represent, okay, you just started a project and you're on the second one, and it is there's 6 more to go, or you started it and there's 6 done, and you're on the 7th and only 1 more to go. But I feel in this case, because this just launched, it's talking about something, making a decision here and making very sure that you're not breadcrumbed. Again, it's sitting on this energy here, that you are a master of your skill set now, and you need to be compensated in a way that you want to be, you know, like in alignment with your path. And we have that energy here. So this always reminds me of someone maybe who's an entrepreneur and they've been very successful, and now this is planted here, but they have the globe in their hand here, and they're looking out over their domain, and they're thinking, wow, you know, I have the world in my hands here, but I'm feeling like a big fish in a little pond, and maybe it's time to expand my horizons. Perhaps you want to franchise or set up another location, or this can represent like wanting to move to another city or another part of the city, or even another country, whatever, maybe even changing occupations, whatever, but it's something that you just feel like I want to expand my horizons here. And then we have the King of Pentacles coming in. King of Pentacles is someone who's really admired for their business acumen. This would be someone who's at the top of their field. That would be like in the banking industry. It would be someone that's at the top of the field in like maybe an entrepreneur that is really successful. It could be the head financial advisor of a corporation, minister of finance of a country. Quite often, because the pentacles represent the element of earth, it can be about real estate and land and mortgage brokers, that kind of energy, stock brokers. It can be the King of Pentacles is very good with pentacles, and he has, like, his robe is covered in grapes. In tarot, grapes represent someone that, you know, grapes are very hard to grow and even harder to make money off of. But somehow this King of Pentacles is able to do it. So this energy is talking about being able to take difficult projects and make them lucrative. And we have okay, so this is interesting. This tower hits. And there's this, some money's been made, and now there's a lot of money coming in, and it's time to make a move. So now we're in a totally different cycle is what this is talking about. So here we had what was going on in the tools, obstacles, the courage to face it all, to go into your heart's desires, and then all of this energy is shifting. And now that you've done that, it's like the Empress is getting kind of the return more of what, this is the energy of what you are supposed to be getting, rather than this one pentacle. Like there was no pentacles here. And so this is talking about your hard work is paying off now, and you are actually on a new cycle of of being, you know, really well paid basically for your work. And we have a King of Wands here who seems to be directly looking at this and saying, okay, what's going on here? The King of Wands is considered the most charismatic and sexy of all the kings in the tarot. He is a visionary. He's always looking into the future and what could it be improved, and he has a lot of creative solutions. He's considered to be the sexiest of the kings. You know, the kind of guy you wouldn't kick out of bed for eating crackers. He is charming and fun, and people like being around him. He has his eye on this situation somehow. He's looking directly at the Fool, and the Fool's looking at this. So it's talking about a new cycle regarding this energy. On the back of the throne here is the salamanders in a circle and the lion here, and that represents protection from fire, because this is the element of fire. But this energy, it's kind of different, because I noticed this a while back that there's a face here, like there's two eyes and a nose and smoke coming out of the nose and mouth. You know, once you see it, then you can't unsee it. And so this could be like just mean, hey, this dude's smoking hot, or it could mean where there's smoke, there's fire. So he's like looking like at this situation over here, and he's going, there's something, he's very interested. He's contemplating what's going on here. He's watching the Fool go on a new journey, and maybe he has been watching what's going on. So it's an interesting dynamic here. We have the Emperor. So like where there's smoke, there's fire. And we have, like, if we have the Empress here, and now we have an Emperor. And I feel like he's seeing that whatever has happened here that has caused these two to attract each other to each other now. And it's interesting because when a bunch of the queens come up, and we already have 3 queens here being represented, it can talk about the Empress's journey to becoming an Empress. And when we have a lot of kings here, it can talk about the different kings coming together to become an Emperor energy, like all 4 kings rolled into one person. So the Emperor is all about performance. He's definitely alpha male, and he wears his armor underneath his robe because he's ready at any moment to move forward and do what needs to be done, to take an opportunity, to to stand up for what is his, that kind of energy. So something is going, so the Emperor and the Empress, or somehow this could be this card representing here at the very beginning, that now that they both have been on their destined path, they are now coming into this energy here. And there was some sort of reality check that brings them together for some reason. So it could have to do with, we don't have a Hierophant here or anything, so let's just keep going. Oh, a rebel with a cause. So you see this energy here. This is exactly pretty much very, very similar to the energy of the fire horse energy that we moved into. This is like the difference. Like he's got a plume and he's got a flag. You can see he has total passion here for what he's doing. He is reining in his emotions and getting the horse to slow down instead of pushing the horse to go even faster. He is, you know, he's not in a hurry. He's like, I'm ready to go. Just like the Emperor energy here. It's saying the same energy. This is the energy that you want to be in the year of the horse, where you know what you're going, and you're waiting for the timing, and you're not, it's not like a rushed energy. It's like you've arrived just exactly at the right time kind of energy. That's the energy I'm picking up off of that. And we have victory at the top then. So this is talking about having been in this energy and now coming out of it victorious. So if we go from the bottom to the top and then back down again, we've got an Empress energy on her divine path. There was something to do that happened in love, and there's 3 cups here, and there should only, you know, there's some sort of energy here. This has caused some sort of growth in wanting to expand horizons and move to a different place or a different way of being. And because we have the Empress here, I feel like this is now representing the Emperor's energy, the kings. Like there's all these queens, and that's representing her energy. And now the kings coming in are representing the energy of these 2 kings becoming an emperor and them coming together. And this is talking about being in a leadership role because of the ability to rein in the emotions. This, you know, like it's really important at this time on the planet to be in energy. And you can see how proud she is sitting. So I feel like the Empress and the Emperor meet somehow because of whatever's going on here. And you see these in the background here. These people, some of them look a little bit disgruntled, but they all recognize that this is a leader. Whatever the Empress has been through, or whatever this person has been through to become an Empress, once the decision was made, now I know what I know. I'm standing on my conviction, and that's, I feel, representing these people that were fighting it are now having to admit, yeah, okay, we might not like it, but this is a leader, and we have to admit that this is someone who is ready to lead. And so I feel like this energy is coming together here because of the staying on the destined path. And so this is talking about, it really happened when both of these people decided to stand on their conviction. I know what I know, and that's where I'm taking my position. And this is the energy of the people of what happened down here, rushing in to go, oh my God, you know, this is happening here, and we can't. Empress, this person, she used to be more in this energy, and we can't. She's not willing to talk to us because she doesn't believe a word we say, and this is about something that happened in the past. And it could be way back when your childhood. It could even have to do with your ancestors. So, but a transition is happening to make this energy move forward. And I feel like on a bigger scale, what it's talking about is what's happening on the planet right now. A lot of times it feels like there's no change, and there's no change, and like these people at the top were getting away with doing this for, you know, for decades and maybe even generations or centuries, who knows how long. And now it's actually changing. It's kind of like this energy here, you know. So, and we're seeing that at the top, and literally like right now, for the first time in the history of like in 300 years or something, they're saying there's actually, you know, the former prince has been actually arrested, and like that is unheard of, you know. He hasn't, I don't know of any charges yet, but just the fact that the authorities in the area arrested someone from the monarchy is just like, what? People thought that would never happen. Even if they were guilty or not guilty, it wouldn't happen because there's some people that are untouchable. And now we're finding out, no, you know, when the truth comes out, justice does prevail. It might take centuries. It might be really old when it happens, but eventually the truth does come out. And what do they say? The truth will set you free. And the truth is stranger than fiction. So it's really kind of talking about that, you know, in a like, wow. And it's almost like the whole world is like taking a new jump, you know, a new leap off the cliff. Scary energy. we're in like some real wild times on the planet right now, and it's reflected in everybody's lives, you know, as above, so below kind of energy. I'm going to, if you've had, like, feel like, no, I got everything I need out of this reading, thank you so much for your time and energy, and do consider giving it a like and comment as if you've enjoyed it. It really helps me build my channel, and I appreciate it. For those of you who want more clarification, let's go here. We're going to go with my oracle, Tales from the Vector. And I started this in 2007. In 2020, I completed the 64th painting. It's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And here we go. We're going to clarify. Now, the numbers on these cards here represent the paintings as I've done them. I have a website, talesfromthevector.com, and in the gallery, the paintings are numbered by the numbers on these cards. So in the description box below, I'll put them in the order they appear. And if you want to take a look, you can take a look at the I don't know when I'm going to have it out. Right now I'm really enjoying working with the cards, and I'm gathering this information to put with it because it's different. I have a lot of written information, but it's way different now that it's together and I'm working with more people and just seeing it in action, kind of gathering, you know, taking notes. I'm not in any hurry. I'm enjoying the process. All right, timing is, the time will be right when it's right. We're talking about transition here. So when, you know, the Fool starts his journey, some people go on just like one journey in their whole, you know, one cycle. And some people can go through a lot of cycles. It just depends on, you know, who you are, what, you know, what's happening in your life, and how much do you want to continue to grow. And so this is talking, card 21 is when the world, that cycle has ended, and now we're on to a new one, as represented here. And I feel that the cycle changed here when the queens, or these three queens here that we had, that their energy shifted into the Empress energy. And same for the king. It's like we have two kings here, and now it's shifted into the Emperor energy. It's just talking about enough life experience to know what you know and stand on it. And there we have the Moon energy. So this is talking about reckless abandon, like W-R-E-C-K. And so it's talking about freedom actually comes from discipline of your mind. We have the Devil here. So there's some sort of temptation here. And here we go. So I feel like this is talking about something that happened to the Empress energy. There was some sort of temptation, and it had to do with lovers. And it could be, again, that one of these cups here, because of the regret here, was involved in this third party energy. When the Devil comes in, I cover it. I want to see, the Devil doesn't do his own dirty work. He has to send a minion in. So we're going to see, who did he send in, and what is it about, or does God step in and stop it? Intent. So the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Yeah, intentions are like, you know, you can have really good intentions, but you may have noticed things don't always work out the way you thought they were going to. And so that's saying, you know, you can have good intentions and things don't work out. It's a karmic space that we can get into. And also not really realizing maybe that other people don't have the same intentions as we do. Kind of this energy here. We have dissension. So this is a tactic that, comes in with friends like this who needs enemies. So this is saying this could be someone that was in your inner circle. And I feel there is a lot of talk, and this energy is talking about they were involved in this energy here, and possibly here. Like it's because this is talking. There's no pentacles here, and as soon as some information about pentacles comes in, the energy starts to shift. All right, so we have the father figures. So this is turning princes into frogs. What this is saying is sometimes. Like a father figure is like, you could be a father, or you could be representing that father energy, or someone could look up to you as if you're a father. It's that kind of energy. And sometimes we have expectations of them, you know, a hero, and they're perfect. And then, you know, there comes a time in everybody's life where a child looks at their father and realizes, oh, he's not as powerful as I thought he was. You know, he doesn't know how to do absolutely everything. And it's kind of a shock to a young child when that happens. And then we have the trauma queen. So some people enjoy trauma in their lives, or sometimes people have, it's sitting on this reconciliation here and discernment. And so it's talking about sometimes people, when they're raised with a lot of trauma, or they've had something happen, they get into this drama energy because the adrenaline from that is always with them, kind of. And if that adrenaline isn't there, then they feel like something's missing. So sometimes this can represent an energy of mistaking anxiety for excitement and vice versa, or mistaking you know, drama for, like, if there's a lack of drama and there's calm in your love life, well then it must mean that it's boring. Well, no. It's actually really a happy, healthy thing to have drama less relationship. It doesn't mean that it's boring, it means that it's safe. But it feels really weird to someone that was raised in a way where there was always drama, so then they create it. Sagittarius, and it's an unaware energy a lot of the time. Sagittarius energy, we're talking about this rebel with a cause energy. That's that fiery horse energy, very similar to that. When I'm talking about, when the horoscope signs come in my readings, I'm not talking about an individual person, I'm talking about the sign. And we all have the qualities, like the Sagittarius energy. I'm talking about what is that sign about, and what are the strengths and weaknesses, what can we learn from it. And we all have a little bit of all the signs in us somewhere. If we don't have all of them, we have most of them. So we can learn from the energy. In your own personal, if you were looking at this from a personal point of view, it could be that, yes, this resonates with you, that there was a Sagittarius involved here. And so you need to use your intuition on that. But I just want it to be clear that I'm not saying that any sign here did anything. I'm saying this is what we can learn from it, as all of us as a whole. And then we have the Capricorn energy coming in. So Capricorn energy is about ambition and those consistent steps of action that take you to where you want to be. Capricorn is very ambitious, and it's the most mature of all the pentacle signs. Capricorn sees possibilities and challenges, and is disciplined enough. It's a mountain goat with a fishtail. It's disciplined enough to climb a mountain to get to there when its hind end is a fishtail. So it's about being very, this is a very ambitious energy, and it's ruled by Saturn, and so is the devil's energy, ruled by Saturn. So it's talking about temptation a lot of the time from the material world, that kind of energy. But it's not, the ambition is needed. Like, there's a lot of really good energy that comes from this consistent steps of action. You know, if you want something done, ask a Capricorn to get it done. If they say they're going to do it, they'll do everything in their power to do so. And then we have the guidance star. This is an energy of your crown chakra energy, and really like getting into this intuitive place that the high priestess is in, you know, and understanding how getting neutral to the emotions and that around you, so that you're not reacting, but you're responding to whatever's going on around you. That way you make strong choices. And then we have the energy of the earth star, so manifesting at a high level, and that comes from your sacral chakra. That's an energy when it's not blocked, it's like, and it's free, and it feels like you can manifest with ease. The Emperor, and so yeah, I feel like this is saying, this is when the kings start coming in. There's the king here and the king here, and now all of a sudden we have the Emperor. And I feel like this is saying, okay, this energy is shifting now. It's manifesting into this, because the Fool's on a new journey now. The Empress is now somehow met the Emperor. If they knew each other, somehow they are together or have talked or something like that. And then we have the energy of the Tower coming in on the Tower here. And so this does say divorce, but what this card is saying is the worst divorce is from source. So you want to make sure that you're in tune with the universe, and you want to go inward and really find what is it within you, what is the best version of you, and play that out. And then we have breathe. This is having the courage to stand up for your convictions, and also having the courage to battle for it if you have to, but also being in an energy where you you make sure that this is what is in alignment with what you want. You don't just go out there and get into an energy where you're wanting to fight with someone for just because you're in a bad mood or something. It's that kind of energy. And so we also have the Magician. So this is talking about an energetic upgrade for sure for both of these energies. And I'm, like, isn't that awesome if that could happen in the world at the top as well? Like all of a sudden people starting to really come together and use their all their energy to make the world a better place. We could be shifting into that, and it's just messy before that happens. We can always have that, as our goal anyway. And so disruption. Yeah, what's fun for some is not fun for anyone. Well, for everyone. Well, of course not. Like if someone's in this position where they're in a mental prison here, that's not a fun place to be. And if it's because of the actions of other people who are in their inner circle that they thought they could trust, well, number one, that's a really good thing that it happened then in some ways, because that way now you know, and that's important. Then you can stand on your conviction of what you know. And then we have the Pisces energy. So this is being your own authority. I feel like that, there's a lot of emotion on the planet right now, and I feel like we all have to kind of find it within ourselves to be as mature as possible at this time, because really the world doesn't need more chaos right now. You may have noticed. And the best thing we can do is be the best version of ourselves. At the very least, that will make one less problem for the universe to deal with. I like this reading. It was really, it's got a lot of information in it, but it's really makes common sense. It's a common sense approach to life, basically, and how you can take the things from the past that happened that didn't happen the way we wanted them to. We can learn from it, and then we just do better the next time around, that kind of energy. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Give it a like and comment if you have. Consider subscribing. I would be honored. I will be back with another daily reading tomorrow. Bye for now.